This is from the LA Times. Bernie Sanders, that's not the poll, that was my tie. You see that?
Nice tie.
Nice tie. Yeah. Look at the poll. Bernie Sanders is up by a point, 44 to 43. Sanders supporter Harlan is with us now. Bernie could win California. Do you think he will?
I think he will. I think he will. And if you look at the polling, the tracking that we've done, over the last 2 weeks, he's come from being double digits down to being ahead of her by a point. It's really remarkable. This says so much about her candidacy and how flawed of a candidate she truly is.
So you put the fault on Hillary as running a poor campaign, as opposed to Bernie running a good campaign. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Bernie's done really well to capitalize on all of Hillary's mistakes. And look, she's found every rake to step on that she could. I mean, she has made every mistake that she could possibly make. And she hasn't answered any of the long-term problems that really Sanders supporters have about her. Her support of Wall Street, she's Wall Street darling, you know, the super predators thing. I mean, look, she cannot get on the right side of millennial voters in time for the November election, in my opinion.
Let's suppose that Bernie loses California. Do you think he'd drop out at that point?
Well, I don't think so. He said last night that he actually has enough money to go beyond California, even with a loss there. So I think that he will stay in. And it's still a loss for her, in my opinion, if she just ekes out a win. You know, it's a loss in terms of she cannot put Sanders behind her. She cannot reconcile with the rest of the Democratic Party and Sanders supporters. This is a loss. As long as she has an opponent in this primary, she is losing.
We introduced you as a Bernie Sanders supporter, and you were.
I was.
But you was, past tense.
Yes.
You are now a Trump supporter.
That's right.
Spell it out. Why did you do that? I mean, if he might win California, why did you jump ship?
Maybe I jumped ship too soon. But look, I mean, there's a lot that I don't like about Bernie Sanders. Look, I'm not a socialist. I'm a pretty conservative guy fiscally. On social issues, I'm very progressive. And so what I saw in Trump is a lot of commonality in terms of the issues that they're both tackling. Trade is at the top of my mind. And so I looked at Trump and I was like, this guy is speaking to me. Look, I have friends that are graduating from college with $250,000 in debt. I know people that can't hire. I know people that can't pay their, to fix their air conditioning. You know, things are bad when you get outside of the Excel corridor. And Donald Trump's the only candidate aside from Bernie Sanders that's speaking to that.
You've got to speak to growth. The one thing that America needs above a lot of other things is growth. 4% growth for the economy.
And what we've seen for so long is Democrats, and I was guilty of this at one point too, is that you just want government to be the solution. We'll just tax the hell out of everybody. We'll introduce all of these government programs to try to fix the problems instead of just stoking the fire of the economy. And so we need to see more of that. And I think Democrats used to stand for that. So I don't know what changed.
I just want to welcome you to the enlightened side of the fence. Capitalism, growth, prosperity. It's real good stuff.
It used to not be a partisan issue. It is now.
It is now. Harlan Hill, everyone, thank you for joining us, sir. Appreciate it. All right. We have, again, you could say this is kind of disturbing video, and again, it's from Venezuela. More looting of food trucks. Liz McDonald brought us this video. This is exclusive to Liz McDonald and Fox Business. The story behind the video coming up for you. There's also this. Hungry protesters. And again, this is Venezuela. They're hungry, these people. They demand food from the government. You're looking at the very ugly face of